We have online with us Dr. Aasim Sajjad. He is the Professor of Political Economy at the Quaid-e-Azam University in Islamabad. Thanks a lot and welcome, Professor Sajjad, here on Express 24/7 this evening. First, what are your comments on the changing political scenario in the country, the merger of various PML factions, but of course there are reports of somewhat a trust gap between the people who have formed an alliance there. What's the future?
I mean, it's impossible to say what the future is, but I mean, we know from the past that such, various Muslim leagues, you've got your Kaf, Neem, Zed, Lams, all sorts have come into being over a period of now many decades. Ayub Khan was the first one to actually concoct a Muslim league. And this has happened successively through the Zia, the Musharraf periods, and then after military dictators go, the bits and pieces that are left over often tend to have to work out some kind of alliance to survive politically. So I don't think it's as big a development as it is being made out to be. After all, the two big Muslim League factions, the Noon and the Kaf, are not in this recent or this latest merger. So until one of those big two factions joins this merger, I really don't think this is very big news.
Professor Akhtar, you've sort of preempted my next question by saying that you don't think it's going to have a very big impact since the two big PMLN factions are not in it. Now the next question is, should PMLN be worried at all? Should it make a difference to them at all? I mean, given the composition of these PMLNs that have gotten together so far, should they be worried at all?
I mean, I think the Muslim League, Nawaz Sharif group should be worried for different reasons. I mean, it's in government, in power, it's been in power now for almost 3 years in Punjab, and I think that it has to deal with the disaffection that is emanating particularly from the Saraiki belt of Punjab. That is what its concern should be and where its focus should be. I don't think that there's anything untoward about this merger in particular. I think what the Noon League wants to be concerned with is trying to make sure that it appears to be more than a party that operates just in Central and Punjab and Lahore, and I think that's where it loses votes potentially in the forthcoming election, whether it be to this particular Muslim League faction or to the Q League or to anybody else.
Right. Professor Sajjad, the Prime Minister has admitted that past mistakes were made by his party. Can we see such an admission as somewhat a fulfillment of promises being made to the nation?
I'm not sure what mistakes he's talking about. I mean, presumably, if I understand correctly, he's talking about the nationalization policy of the 1970s. And if that's a mistake, then that's a bad thing, because I think that nationalization, for all of its faults, including the fact that it led to a significant amount of bureaucratization, it also meant that whether it be in education or whether it be in industry, that nationalization policy has certain equalizing effects. So if the People's Party is basically saying that we are only now roti kapra makan in name, and in practice we are actually acknowledging that those policies were wrong, then I don't know what that tells us about what the future direction of this party is. I can only say that its traditional working class base can't possibly be happy if nationalization was a mistake.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor Akhtar, for that. That was Professor